In the northeast of Poland, the natural paradise Masuria, the land of 1,000 romantic lakes. The city Mikołajki is a jewel of this unique landscape, the so-called Masurian Venice that is located between two lakes. There are promenades around the sailing port, and the revitalised half-timbered houses are home to apartments, cafes or shops. Especially here, tourism has brought many changes, and the old fishing village has become a holiday destination, especially for captains of leisure who depart from here into the water world. In the middle of the 19th century, an abbey was founded in Voinovo by the Russian Old Believers who fled during the Reformation of the Russian Orthodox Church. The interior of the church is embellished with icons and a richly decorated iconostasis. Later, the abbey was converted into a convent, and the nuns engaged in agriculture and cared for the old and sick in the surrounding villages. The river Krutynia meanders with a gentle current for more than 100 kilometers through the romantic landscape of Masuria, past idyllic banks and under the branches of green trees. The Galindia Resort is a theme park with an historical reenactment of a branch of the West Baltic tribe of the Galindians. This legendary place is located on a peninsula at the confluence of the Krutynia into Lake Beldan. As early as 1377, the construction of a fortified castle began in Rhin in place of a fortification of the Galindian tribe, and soon the town of Rhin developed around the monumental construction of the subsequent Crusader Castle. And it became a luxury hotel. An important place of Marian devotion is located in the northwest of Masuria, the Baroque pilgrimage church Święta Lipka. Under a lime tree with a figure of the Virgin Mary, miraculous things are said to have happened. The blind could see again, the deaf hear again, and even those who were ailing were healed. All these miracles are shown in paintings. Pilgrims swarmed here, and the church was enlarged and cloisters and chapels were added. And even when the Protestant principality was in power, the belief in miracles was somewhat strengthened. In the village Sadry, near Rhin, there is a small private museum, Chata Mazurska. Here, in the 200-year-old farmhouse and in the wooden barn, rural culture at its best is on display. You can see an old kitchen, a bedroom and living room from days long gone. And in addition, stories about the former life of the farmers are told. The historical capital of Masuria is Olsztyn, the largest city in the northeast part of Poland. Today, the large castle in Gothic and Baroque style houses a museum. Everything reminiscent of the time when the canons ruled the city. In particular, the Romian Cathedral chapter is presented with sacral exhibits. One of the administrators of the castle was Nicolaus Copernicus, who, around 1517, successfully discovered important detections for stellar science. The small old town is dominated by the big market, framed by Gothic townhouses, and small alleys lead to the high gate of the former city wall. Also, the great bishop's church, St. Jakob, shines in red brick splendour. And the interior of the church proudly presents the neo-Gothic main altar and several side altars from other churches. There is also a special attraction to be discovered out in the wild. The Elbląg Canal, an historical monument of hydrotechnology and hydraulic engineering. With technically unique equipment, inclined planes, so-called roll hills, locks, log chutes and security gates. In the 19th century, the canal was built as the longest navigable waterway in Poland for the transport of agricultural products and timber. On 5 inclined planes, the ships are pulled on special platforms on rails with steel ropes to cope with the difference in height of the water level. Today, the tourist trip is a relaxing experience because between the rolling mountains, the canal leads through fields and meadows. The shipping routes on the grass hills are between 350 and 550 metres long and take about 20 minutes each. An unforgettable experience. Near the town of Olsztynek, in the Masurian wilderness, the Ethnographic Park was created, one of the oldest open-air museums in Poland. Cultural treasures dismantled elsewhere and reassembled here, or reconstructions of objects true to the original were collected. Whole farmsteads with working tools, fishermen's houses, farmhouses or windmills. Mostly furnished with original equipment and provided with wooden fences, old wayside crosses, bell towers or beehives. Everything seems to be in operation. Masuria is unique, a combination of country life and nature.